Good morning to everyone. I am H. Biswas Counselor, Academic Counselor of IGNU. So today again the MMPH 009, the International Human Resource Management. Today our topic is block number 3, unit number 10 and 11. Unit number 10, there is a leadership and the motivation in a global context. And unit number 11 is your high performance work systems. So both the topics are important and related to your international management purposes. Where unit number 10, we have to highlight some of the points to be emphasized. That is the area of the study of the leaderships, cross-cultural differences, different styles, cross-culture issues, what are the issues are normally across. Then the Maslow's hierarchy needs, why the Maslow's is needs. Then your expectancy theory, equity theory, and motivational issues. Then finally summarize the things. Now let's see, as an international manager is to motivate and lead the people from the cultural backgrounds different from their own, because different cultural people are coming. So you have to develop them. So understanding the culture and how to impact global communications and leadership styles. This is a basic definition, you can say it. Cross-culture, it improves the cross-culture leadership skills. When there are different language people are there, different attitudes people are there are different value systems are there. So this is the way you can say it is a cross-culture. And in terms of your internationally part, their language is different, their culture is different. So altogether, you have to see how to improve their peoples also. As we know, in the management, that is the right people with the right skills. Earlier, we normally studied that right people in the right positions. Another concept to be launched, that is the right people with the right skills. That means skills is also required. Ability to manage and understand the cultural differences between the employees and the team members. Then need to adopt the global mindsets, because when you are posted in the abroad, so your mindset was also to be prepared accordingly to face these different issues, different challenges. So that's why different leadership styles to be adopted, so that by default, as a manager, he should have a good leadership skills, and so that he can tackle the situation in the internationally. Multinational leaders needs to possess certain unique qualities. International manager needs to emotional intelligence. You should know how to manage the things. Then emotional intelligence refers to a set of 5 individuals and the social competencies, which are the things that is including the self-awareness, first things, self-regulations, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So all these competency levels manager should have. Then we can say that manager is internationally fit for this, and emotionally he is very intelligent. When he will be obtained or gain all these things, self-awareness, self-regulations, motivations, empathy, and social skills. Now we can move to self-awareness one by one. What is self-awareness? It is the ability to recognize and understand the moods, emotions, and drives, as well as their effects on their other people. Leaders with a high level of awareness exhibit the self-confidence, a realistic self-assessment, and a self-depreciating your humors. Now coming to self-regulations. What is the meaning of self-regulations? Means you have to regulate yourselves. The second quality is the ability to control or direct disruptive impulses and moves the ability to think before the doings. Means when as a leader, he should not be disturbed. Means whatever the noise, chaos, his surroundings, he should focus on his jobs. Any impulses or directives are coming in between, but his focus should be the objectives only. Now coming to, that is basically the self-regulation. You have to regulate yourselves, your mind, you have to control yourselves. Third thing is your motivation. Is a third component. It is the emotional intelligence again, is reflected in a passion to work for the reasons that go beyond money and the status. Motivation may not be only the money and the status. You have to have that type of skills. You have to motivate the people, self-motivation as well as the motivate to others. The fourth, emotional intelligence, is a quality, is empathy. Empathy refers to understanding the emotional makeup of other people. You should have some kind-hearted. You should feel their problems and give some solutions. The skill is treating the people according to the emotional reactions. Another parameters or another dimension is your social skills. It's the fifth competency in the emotional intelligence. Now coming to, as such, the leaderships. Leadership basically is the international setting. Some of the settings needs to be situational. Maybe you don't know what type of situation, what type of problems can arise, anything, any situations. So you have to take a correct decisions. That is successful leadership in multinational companies requires that managers adjust their leadership styles to fit the different situations. Universalisms in the leaderships. It a new issue has cropped up by the literature and the leaderships. The issue related to the universalisms of the leaderships. The assumptions with the universalisms are that they are the core universal ethic principles. Basically, universalize means universal, I mean totality. When the ethics are basic principles, you have to discipline, you have to sincere, you have to work hard and focus on your objectives. That is all our ethical principles and royal to the company or organizations that guide the society's social behaviors, and that often apparent differences in rules between the societies really come from the same in the ethical principles. Socially, what the way you have to behave, it means your ethical, it shows the outcomes of the behavior. Basically we can judge, yes, is ethically is very good persons. How? Behaviors. What the way you are behaving with the social systems or in the organizations also. Now, transformational leaders, that is one of the very, nowadays is very required also. We should require the good transformational leaders who can transform everything in the direction in line with the objectives of the company. Succeed because the subordinates respond to them with the high levels of performance, personal devotions, then your excitement regarding the leader's idea and willingness to sacrifice to the good of the company. That means transformational leaders, he should have some attractions, means the subordinates will be, as soon as you see these bosses, believe, trust, yes, boss is saying these things, so I have to do this. That type of trust, belief systems we create automatically. That type of leaders, we can say these are transformational leaders. The presence is sufficient. Sometimes in the organizations also, when the boss is coming, all the subordinates will alert for that. They know, maybe the leader will not say anything, but you have to perform your work with a decency. So that type of leaders are required nowadays. In all the multinational companies are developing that type of leaders. And as soon as see the leaders' willingness to sacrifice towards the company, that type of things. Cross-cultural, now coming to cross-cultural differences in leaderships. So far we have seen what are the parameters, what are the competencies required for the as leaders. Now we have to see cross-culture differences. What is the meaning of these cross-culture differences? Leadership have always had a cross-culture flavor. Flavor in the sense, see, when you are in the garden, lot of flowers are there, different smells. As a gardener, he has to look after all the trees, all the plants equally. And that's why the garden, overall garden will be flavorous. When you entered in the garden, you feel, oh, very good, wow, such a nice garden. Same thing in the organizations also. Leader, he has to give away that type of situations. His subordinates, you feel it is just like a garden where the flavors are different type of flavors are coming. So leaders stand out from their peers, yet they stand out without the pushing the constraints of the cultural norms too far. Leaders should push means helping natures. Always leaders should be in helping natures. Don't give any constraints. For leaders must break some norms to be seen as differently by their fellows, men and women. Leader can some of the norms, he can break it. If these norms are not suitable, not adjustables, he can change the norms as per his own way. The leaders tend to differ from the masses in these ways. They have a vision, leaders should have a vision, an obsession of what needs to be achieved in the organizations, their group and the society. He should feel, yes, it's my department, it's my staffs, what they needs, they have to feel fast and accordingly have to act it. They inspire the others to follow their visions. What are the leaders' visions? That should be passed on to the subordinate also. Subordinates should aware, they should know, yes, my leader's vision is like this. He wants these things. The company should reach in that positions. So that is basically the leader should have a visions. Otherwise, you see the other way, the leader, they don't have any visions. So subordinate cannot be aware of what the leader actually wants. So that is the reality of the work actually. They are able to organize their followers into cohesive, royal groups, and they reward their followers in many ways to keep them focused in the goal and the goal of the visions. So that means reward system should be there, positions, reward. As a leader, you have to, time to time, you have to see those who are really performing well, you have to award them. Then it will be very cohesive teamwork can be formed. Style. Now we are coming to different leadership styles. So first things, because we are discussing about the international matters, so first we can take it as Japan. Comparison to leaders in other societies, Japanese leaders have less authority and control, as they are expected to maintain their warm relations with their followers. The followers are allowed to influence the decisions of the leaders at a great degree. It means in the Japan systems, the leaders, he is not taking all the control and authority to himself. He is just distributed to others and maintaining the relations, warm relations. Hello, how are you? Have you done this project or not? Any work? If you fail any problems. So he always is inquiring in that way. He is not blaming to subordinates rather than helping nature like this. So that is the authority and control he has relaxed, he has given to the workers. That is the Japan systems. I think I can quote some of the here in these sessions. As I know, I have read somewhere. The Japan management systems, union leader is also have to involve there. One of the positions in the management body. It means the trade union and the management levels, the relationship will be very good. When you are to lead all the workers and labor class, they feel our representative in the management teams. So definitely he will take care of everything. So that type of feelings are there. In turn, they will trust on the faithful on the organizations also. The loyalty of a subordinate to a superior to the superior is a virtue of the Japanese ethics. It is a Japanese ethics is like this. They don't feel I am senior, he is a junior. No, that type of feelings is not there. They're sitting together. They have to take a lunch together. They are discussed with together. Participation is also there. So we have to learn from the Japan what the way they have growing. So leaders to a large degree is expected to be dependent on the followers, because followers, if the followers are not following the things, then leaders' capacity, leaders' competency will fall down. Leaders must keep conflict, because he try to reduce the conflict, don't create the conflict, anxiety and the tensions to a minimum among the workers. If you feel some tensions are going on among the workers, he try to reduce it. An important value is Japanese, that is intra-group relations is conflict avoidance. Japan, what they have done, they have actually as an inter-group relationship they have prepared, so that when you are discussing with somebody, maybe some extent your conflict or can be resolved. What are the problems? You can resolve very easily. Until and unless you are not a group, you are not interacting to each other, they don't know what the problem is going on inside the mind of your subordinates as a group. So Japan has created one of the intra-relationship group where people can teach, can discuss anything. And that is the way the conflict can be reduced. Or you can avoidance, means you can avoid the conflicts. This is the way. Now leadership style, another country. Now we proceed to another country. Now it is a Arab world, Middle East. What their styles? We should know. Leadership behaviors in Arab societies are closely linked with the tribal traditions and some of your Western influences. Most of the companies, they are believe with England, I mean the UK and USA and the other Europe countries. So most of the skilled people they are hiring from the Europe countries. But worker and labor class, the lower levels peoples, they are recruiting from Asian countries, India, Philippines, Pakistan, Bangladesh, from there. So that's why some of the things they are westernizing and some of the traditional systems are there. Most of the good posts they are holding their relationships. So Arab managers tend to behave just like a father. They are the father of this company. That type of feelings they have basically. All the good posts they are holding there. Mostly the HODs controlling, their people are there. Even though various scholar people are recruiting, but there are some limit is there. After that they cannot go beyond this. So some extent we can say protectors, caregivers. Basically now another part is they are caregivers also, and those should shoulder the responsibilities of a business. So that everything they are giving all the problems or the responsibilities to the lower levels, middle levels. The most Arab organizations, whether public or private, are highly centralized. That is another thing, because they have they are not decentralizing the thing. Power, the control, they are always keeping their hand only. They are not decentralized. So that is the point. Authorization structures are different from the Japan or other countries. The structure is little different. The systems basically combined, again I can tell you, actually they are combined in tribal kindness, values, and developed into the leadership styles. The characteristics of the, now different characteristics we can discuss, that is some of the hierarchy authority, the rules and the regulation contingent, and the personality and the power, of the individuals who make the rules. So that power and rules they are keeping their people only. Subordinates of efficiency goals to human relations and personal friendships. So those are subordinates, they have to achieve their goals and make a relationship or friendship there only. A partial approach of the leaderships, then nepotisms at upper level of the organizations. In the Arab countries, nepotism is very there because suppose maybe you see some of the HOD or high post, maybe some of the relatives are only Sultan, they have some Sultan or the Muhammad countries, their people, their relations are there only. So that is to some extent nepotisms. Policies are basically the open door, and organizational problems are viewed subjectively by the managers. Any problems arises that the manager will take care, and they tend to rigid in the decision making process. So Arab cultural context, the seeking the very new management ideas, new training programs, and so on, not thought of the solve organizational stagnations. Another things are emphasized is that the stability progress and the growth of the system depends upon the whether the leader is an ordinary man or great. So if the leader happens to be an ordinary man, the model of the leaderships is the your kafal methods. Some of the models are there. And if the leader happens to be a great man, then it becomes the prophetic models, means very respectable persons. Now coming to France, what are the leadership style in France? Leadership in the business in the government organizations, especially in the France is heavily based on the belonging to the cadre. Different cadres are there. First things, upon the graduation, after the graduations, from a school individuals are automatically positions for success in a company for the government. When in the France, their system is like this. If you are graduated, so definitely you will be seeing these cadres. If you are not graduated, other cadres. So that is their style of their leadership styles. So education, basically in the France, education, your qualification is valid. They are giving a value. Second way to obtain the cadre status to get a job, you will get the job. Suppose you are now postgraduate, so definitely you will get this type of jobs. You are undergraduate, you will get this type of jobs. So everything are categorized. There is no this time any ambiguity or differences are there. They have just cadre wise, they have already fixed the jobs. Before graduations of a university, other than one grander enrolls in the wait 5 to 10 years to gain the cadre status, because at least some certain period you have to work, then only you can get these higher cadres. So that means in one sentence, the France system's leadership styles are basically in the cadre base. The third way is to enter in the firm without any higher educations, and over the period of several years prove oneself to the outstandings. Another way, you can enter in the firm, otherwise you will not get the jobs, maybe in other jobs. If you are looking for the good jobs, then definitely you should have a good qualified persons. Other way, you have to show so many years experience you have, and you have proved lot of innovative, lot of good jobs you have done, your skill is very high. That case, that may be relaxations. That is the also way you can go to the other cadres goods. So this is some sort of your in the France systems, the leadership things. Leaders are expected to display behaviors related to intellect, analysis, and independence. In the France, if you are a leader, definitely you should have intellect, very knowledge power, and analytics, and independence. You have to do it your independence only. So France workforce to work effectively because they engage in the leadership behavior that do not fit with the French expectations or the organizational leaderships. Other way I can say, they are regularize the things in such a way, knowledge persons, educated persons, so there should not be any problems. They feel, yes, it will be effectively work theirs. There is no biasing. Now, some of the things, what are some of the tips, leadership tips in a global context? The role of a leadership in the business is critical because situation will be different. You don't know what type of situation will come. Nowadays, the changing world, nowadays, situations are changing very fast. So, a leader is supposed to inspire great performance. There are 10 basic leadership behaviors are there. Now, I try to list it out. What are the 10 leaderships, we can say the performance levels are required? Number one, provide the clear objectives. First things, you have to have a clear objectives. Then second is you build teams. You should be able to make teams, build teams. Third is achieve unit goals. Suppose you have a different individuals or different unit groups, so that you have to fix it and try to achieve it. Fourth is enhance the individuals and the team performance. You have to increase, to enhance their performance levels. Fifth is make the difficult decisions. Any difficult situations, you have to take a decision. That type of ability you have to. That is one of the parameters, I can say, critical area. Sixth is make a. Then 7 is gain the employee team ownerships of the projects. Means, what are the employees are there or teams? They should feel it is my company, it is my job, it is my homework. I have to finish it up. That type of feelings you have to create it. Number 8 is to generate the enthusiasms and the pride. You have to generate some of the enthusiasms. They should feel speedy works, and at the same time they should feel pride. Yes, I have done this, I have successfully these things. Make the team feel important. Teach and learn from honest mistakes. Suppose if any problems, if you are not doing rightly, honestly you have to say, yes, it is my mistakes. That type of, as a leader, you have to say it. If you something problem is theirs, if you don't hide, can't blame to the subordinates. If it is wrong, you have to agree it and try to rectify it. Manage creative talent effectively. So talent management, you have to create it, so that you have to create more and more talent peoples in your teams. So these are all are the 10 tips for a good leaderships. Now cross cultures. What are the issues and how to motivate? Motivation, here actually cross culture some extent motivation part is there. Motivation is probably one of the most research area of the management. Throughout the management, everywhere we are talking about the motivations. There are so many ways you can motivate the peoples, your teams. A lot of approaches are there. So key diagnostic skills for a manager to process. This is as per the Frederick Taylor. He has written and he has also given some of the principles. He believed that workers were motivated to work by the need for money. Mostly workers are doing the work for money only. They have to survive it. They have to run their families. They should have good livelihoods. The motivation is not really that simple. People seem to be motivated by more than just money. And individual differences exist in workers. Some may be more interested in receiving more leisures and time instead of the money, because this is a motivational things. Because some worker, they don't feel any motivated because they feel, okay, what I am getting sufficient for me. I should be in a comfort zone. Always he is not doing his work up to the mark. but some extent other workers is doing very hard work, So motivation, level of motivations, who is want what the things, desiredness, it depends. Taylor's idea, as per the Taylor's, Frederick Taylor's, he says a new approach to work and motivation deployed, namely the human relations skills. Now he has studied a lot, he has researched, finally he has given, human touch, human relation is very important at the management says. Rather than only giving the salaries, positions, award, appreciation, it is also required, but human relations are to the top of the list. A famous psychologist, Abraham Maslow, he contributed a human relations school. He has given so many laws he has derived and given. So as a psychological need, we need the lowest of the hierarchy as per the hierarchy levels, Maslow. So first things he should have a roti kapra makan, basically clothing, rest, air, water, sleep, family. These are basically basic things are required. Second thing, safety. After that, second layer of the desiredness, needs basically, safety. When you are fulfill your cloth, service, money and shelter something, then definitely you feel okay, I should have a safety also. So this is the second hierarchy levels from the bottom sides. Then third is your belonging the needs. So these have to be needs for the social acceptance, interpersonal relationships. Then you feel okay, I should have a need for the social systems. I try to reputations, and public should know me. So that type of things are coming slowly. Esteem. This is involved in the desires of the prestige. I should feel, I am a teacher, I am a engineer, so I should have a prestigious situation. That status quo or status symbols he wants. A feeling, the valuations are automatically come in the mind. And lastly, it is your self-actualizations. Means when you are rich, finally, all the needs are over. Now all the desires are fulfilled. Then full competence are coming. And self-expressive, that time you can feel okay, I have achieved everything. And that time you can create creative things for the others. And that should be a very unique situation when your self-realizations are very much needed. Now Maslow hierarchy of the needs, as I say, then after that another theory is there, two-factor theory. That is, Hajbards has said, there are two-factor theories are there. The people are different, two types of people are there. Some people are willingly doing these things, need not to say anything. Before that, if you instruct something, definitely you will do it with a 100% purity. And some people have not, even though you are instructed two times, three times, but still they are not able to do all these things. So basically there's the two theories are there, is one of the. Now some of the from these units where leadership, some of the typical questions may come in the exam. Question may come, compare and contrast the leadership in the France with leadership in the Arab worlds, or maybe from the India or maybe other USA. So that type of questions can come. So you have to know other countries' leadership styles. Relationship differences, question may come, then leadership in the motivations, and across the cultures in the need, what type of cross culture is required. As a expertise in the managers, when you are posted in the internationally another country, what type of expertise, what type of competency is required, that type of question may come. Now, leadership actually hota kya hai? That is basically, you can see the Ratan Tata, he, when once he has in the flight, he has just touched his shoulder of the one of the air hostesses. Okay, you are well done. So that type of appreciation, sometimes you see the leader, if you put his hand in the shoulders, sometimes it will create very good motivations. Not only the salary and money. Now coming to performance worker or work systems. The structure of this unit as introduction. First up we have to discuss the introductions, then different systems of the work performance, then what are the characteristics of a high performance work systems, and principle of the high performance system work systems. Every organization adopts a human resource because we are recruiting the peoples, management system that's unique to its requirements. It helps the better utilizations of the human resources and also improve the quality and the productivity. That is all our basic needs. Now, high performance work systems are basically is an integrated set of humans, resources, policies, and the practices. Everything are integrated way. So it translates into higher employee and organizational effectiveness. Employee involvement is emphasized in HPWS systems, which demonstrate a commitment to the building and organizational culture. To begin with, the employee must process the information. First things, you should have a clear information is required, so that there should not be any lagging or lacking. Second, the people must motivate it. To the organization strategy must rely on and make us workers skill sets. Then another important part is decentralizations. If we hold all the controls, all the authority in your hand, sometimes it may create a problems. So in the hierarchy levels, decentralization is very much needed, which increases the work depth of the employees and enable to learning at the levels of the organizations. It is to some extent true. Suppose in you are under some subordinates, you are all the time you are giving instructions and he is doing the work and perform the job is going. But until and unless when they give you the authorizations, he cannot start learning or he cannot create his mind. So first things you have to trigger his mind. Now coming 2-3 days, you have to do these things. I will not, if any problems, then only I can guide you. Otherwise you are the authority, you are the responsible to do these things. And let's see how best you can perform it without any guidance or without any instructions. Do it. If you face any problem, then so this is the you have to train them. You have to give the authorizations. You have to give the work responsibility. Then what happens? That a person that's subordinate definitely will start learning. No, I have to do this. Boss has given instructions to do within 3 days. I have to complete it. He start learning definitely. Then his brain will start creating, and definitely he will be performing it. Maybe initially he may not be that speed. So that's why time to time the leaders, the manager, you have to give the authorization to the subordinates. Let's see they are performing at par your level or your desired level or not. And another thing, this is the way you can develop the future leaders. The main objectives of the HPWS, these are high performance work systems, is to establish a long lasting competitive edge in the industry. It has happened in the earlier traditional systems. If the manager is off, maybe the subordinates are also simply sitting. They are just gossiping, chit chat. They are not very much initiative in the works. Then it is a loss of revenue of the organizations. So manager is also overloaded sometimes. He always, he knows if I take a absent or something, if I had go to the organizations in the company, my subordinates will not do anything. So that is, now the system has changed. Now you have to have your team should be built, and at least your knowledge wise, skill wise, that should be, everybody should have a same skill. If you are absent, he can manage the things. That type of situation you have to create it. So all that's why that only you can have a competitive edge in the industry. So high performance work systems has been demonstrated to be a more lasting solutions when compared to the conventional cost cutting exercise. Increases in productivity. If we do this way, then it is increasing the productivity also. Employee satisfactions, loyalty, and the workplace safety will be there. Other way, they will be more competent. Maybe some of the subordinates, if he knows after 2 years my promotion is due, definitely he also wants that type of work. When after 2 years, if I have a manager, then definitely I should have that type of work right now. Who will give you? The current superiors. He has to give these things. You have to motivate things. After 2 years, your promotion is due, you will be a manager. So please do it. You show your performance levels within 2 years, so that you should capable to do as a manager level works. So that type of condition in the workplace, that type of environment to be created. Now some of the characteristics. What are the characteristics? Ensuring the employee security. You have to encourage the people's, your employees, as high trust relationships one another, which foster the commitment and encourage them extra mile he can go. In extra role he can achieve activity, he can do it. So employees perform better, are more committed to the successful of the company. So that means ultimately what is we can say, that the performance is only not doing the performance. That is, you have to do such a performance where the creativity, productivity will be there. Everybody are performing, but it doesn't mean, it will not affect very much. Selective hiring. At the time of hiring also you have to be very careful, the right person you are selecting or not. Otherwise it will be more problems. So selecting is very important part. Another aspect, retentions and long-term fit are improved by the identifying the non-transferable characteristics. Give a respect and choice accordingly. Retention basically happened when you are giving a authority relationships, best relations. You should feel this is the company just like a home. Nobody is blaming me. Even if I wrong, somebody has rectified me. That the feelings you should have. Otherwise, you will try to leave these organizations. You will try to go leave this organization to join to other companies. If that type of environment is not there. So, to hold the employees, or we can say the employee retentions, definitely it should have a good characters, competent, respect to the others, that type of quality you should have. Decentralization decision makings. So, high power workplace high performance workplace is achieved by the delegations. Means you have to delegate the power so that he can take the decision his own throughout the organizations, and the empowering their staffs. That only you can empower. That's why the empowerment. How? Until and unless you are not giving any, not delegating the things, power. How? If I am not delegating the power, what the way we can empower you? So excellent customer service and achieve optimal organizational results. If we empower even in the customer care or other staffs, those who are directly dealing with the publics, then definitely they have to do it better way. And in turns, the name of the company will be propagated. Yes, this company is very good. There all the customers cares are helping, and so that type of authority have to give it. If they have some wrong decisions also taken, you have to try to improve it. You have to rectify it. Some fine tune is also required always. Another thing, high results based compensations. Another important part is compensations. Performance are related to compensation also. Good package, good facilities, healthy package. These all these things, and rewards are also a part of your compensations. Profit sharing. So if you some organizations generous profit, has earned a lot of profit margins like this, you have to share to the employees also. They should feel okay, whatever the profit company is earning the profit, some extent we are also getting. Performance system of performance link awards. Social frameworking and the accountability to the organizations or other team members. These all are the different characteristics of the performance levels. Another things are training. Training by commitment. Training by commitment means you are giving a training, at the same time after the training you should post in the same jobs. It should not be like this, you are get a training but you are again some white collar job you are doing. You are some computer trainings but you are not doing any computer. That should not be. So training by commitment. The training teaches how to solve the problems, accept the responsibility, and definitely quality also. Now, reduce the status barriers, because sometimes status barriers are hindering the development of any institution or any organizations. So there should not be any much status. I am a CEO, I am the managing director, so that level should be quizzed some things. So barrier you have to reduce, the depletion layer should be less. Idea is basically the organization changes, the training teaches how to solve the problems and accept the responsibility and the quality. Language is another issue. Language, dress code on the physical space can be a message to the employees that a business values. You see, if you visit to any corporate offices, they are well dressed as per the norms. All are well dressed means, and it is create some of the, and their languages, one English or whatever the common languages, everybody are understanding, they can share their knowledge as such. So language is one of the important part. Then only you can build a good community and good teamworks. And another thing, trust cultures and nurturing the development, because different cultures people are coming, different languages are theirs. So you have to treat as equally, so that they should not feel any isolations. Sustainable high performance, it can be achieved by the focus on a 5 success factors. Now I am discussing about the how to achieve good performance. There are 5 factors. If we try to understand, or if I clear the concept of the 5 factors, definitely we can act on this. The view of the market held by the senior management, that is one of the things. Shared visions, missions, set of values and set of business strategies that are in the line with the market realities. It means what are the top management that thinking, their thinking process, what they are going to do these organizations, that should be spreaded, that should be downloaded. Everyone should be aware of all these things. Okay, my company is, this type of vision is there. And my top management are willing to do these things. So that means it is shared. It means you are sharing the things. Leadership practices that are in the line with the goal, objectives, principles and tactics. So what about the practices you are adopting? What are the model, what leadership styles model? And that should be your goal oriented. And there should be some principles and some tactics also to be there. Another vital things, that is your infrastructures and the support of this thing, which can strengthen your strategy, values, mission and vision, all these things. So you should have a good structures, means hierarchy levels, what type of positions are required, manager, marketing, manager, finance, and after the assistant manager. So this is the way, based on the job, you have to make a structure, you have to plan accordingly. Should be a good structure is also important for getting a good performance jobs. The structure is not good, or maybe some of the department are required 5 people, but company is providing only 2 people. What way you will perform it? So it is a crisis of the things, and definitely panic and loaded will be there. Where the 5 people is required, there are only 2 people are working, definitely the performance level will be deteriorated. You cannot expect that type of performance. So infrastructure is one of the very important part that will support and strengthen the strategy. Employee actions and satisfy client requirement. That is one of the very valid point for a good performance. If you really want to a high performance programs, means what the client, their requirements, fulfill their clients, customers, what about their desires, you have to fulfill it. If their feedbacks, their complaint, their everything are to be counted. Clients and customers' appreciations very much needed to grow any institutions and organizations. Then you can have a look where we are now. Publicly, for example, our university or IGNOU University, where this university stands, how much students are attracted to take their admissions. So that is basically your requirement. Satisfy. Now recruiting criteria is also another important. If the recruiting system is not good, definitely you cannot expect a good performance. So initially, the grassroots levels, at the time of recruitment, you have to ensure, yes, who are recruiting these persons, he is enabled to do the jobs and he has the right persons, skilled enough. So definitely you can get you can expect, as per the hypothesis, definitely you can get the good jobs. Good people only can deliver the good jobs. Assign the accountability to achieve the cross enterprises in collaboration with and engagement. Because when you are giving any job to somebody, any subordinate, you have to ensure he is taking it, he is committed or not, and he is really able to achieve or not. If you feel that person is not able to do this, or that competence level is not, you stop there. Better you can divert the work to others. If you feel, no, he is idle, I have to give this work, he is not doing anything, okay, you do it. Forcibly you are giving the jobs. What happened? Because that he has not capacity, you just try to only engage him. Engagement is not a criteria. You have to judge the person is really capable or not. So that is one thing, engagement. and you see the accountabilities. Identify the group with the missing of the inappropriate career path. If any groups are divert from the career path, you have to align them. You have to put them in the mainstreams. So identify. So you have to make a group in such a way that they can give a progress and feel that that type of career path is theirs. So that means it aims to achieve the competitive advantage by blending. That means high performance work systems, how to build it, main things, it is a challenge. You have to create a competitive advantage. So creating the work environments that are conducive to demand all the stockholders, thereby encouraging the employees to meet their short-term and the long-term goals. Now here some of the principles are there. Shared information, as I said, then nowadays the information sharing between the managers and the employees is crucial. Employees are more likely to submit the suggestions to the improve the firms. Information sharing leads to better cooperations in the implementations, committed to new course of actions. Information sharing enhances the relationship. If I share the information, definitely the relationship will be higher, good. Because yes, he has already informed me. Then accordingly you can give a correct also. If somebody is not informed to you, what the way you can correct him? So that's why the sharing, information sharing is very much needed. That only relation will be good. Culture of the information sharing, that is also another aspect. These all are some of the principles. Now training, it helps the employees develop their technical, problem solving and interpersonal abilities so that they can operate independently on the groups. So training, what is the purpose of the training? So that he can technically sound, any problem he can solve it, or interpersonally any ability he can able to do all these things, and independently he can do it. Need not to ask all the time the questions to the seniors. Knowledge development, this is also another aspect. Ideally, you have to give some atmosphere. Always you should eager to learn. You create it such a way. Because in the real world you see, nowadays in real time it is required also. You have to improve your knowledge. Keeping employees informed about the company's success and the goals. At the sometimes, if you have to inform, top management is required to inform to the subordinate also, all the employees and down to the lanes. This is the things we have achieved, and this is the things are likely to be achieved, or this is our milestone, we have achieved this thing, that type of information. So it will create a motivation to all the staffs. And providing the crucial informations to the company, such the productions and the production slides. So some of the linkages. Now performance reward linkage. Linkages means you have performed, good performer, so okay, you have to able to get some money or maybe some appreciation letters. But consecutively 2 years you are best performers, but company is not giving anything, no appreciation, no reward, no money enhance. So linking is required. So that's the performance reward. You are actually linkages. The link means you have to performance link award, your other things, departmental achievements, you have milestone, that milestone you have achieved. So this is that type of award. Every time you have to give us a award system. That is the also you can increase the performance levels. Fairness, because the achievement ensures the fairness and they keeps the employees focused on the company. So conflict is also there, some of the things. So I can skip some of the things. I can go to some of the questions are elaborated there. question may come, your define the characteristics, and maybe there are 3 characteristics and details you can explain. What are the principles of the high performance work systems? So this type of questions, maybe you can get it from in the exam time also. So okay, I think now thank you very much. Thanks.